like an attack or trying to force Beachbody down your throats. I'm just going to kind of talk about myself a little bit and how I've transformed when it comes to Beachbody. I guess we'll just start at the beginning. When she first told me that she was going to start doing this, I just was kind of like, whatever, like, that's fine. Like, we have the money right now. You can do it. Go ahead. Like, it's not a big deal. I don't really think anything of it, except for I just thought it was going to be a quick thing and it wasn't going to last. And that was honestly what I thought. And that's why I didn't really care to let her go, was because I just was like, okay, it's going to be one of those fads and then it'll drop off and we'll just forget that it ever happened. But then I saw like how serious she wanted to take it, and how quickly she kind of caught the spark, I guess. And that was when I really started to like kind of, I guess, revert. Like, I was resenting everything. Like, I didn't want anything to do with it. I was very negative, maybe not outspoken. I kind of kept everything inside, but she could tell that I wasn't very, positive towards the whole thing. But she never really said anything. She just went and did her thing. And I probably thought, eventually I would come along, which I did. But I was negative about everything. And my first Super Saturday was like, I don't know, 3 days or whatever after you
we had just
bought
started.
your challenge packer. And so I was just like, okay, like, I'll go and do this. It's a workout for free and blah. So we show up and it's just like women everywhere. Like all in their workout gear, carrying around their towels and their water bottles. And I was like, all right, I'm going to have none of this. And so, to be honest with you, I went and sat in the bathroom for like 15 minutes.
Like
I
30.
I just like chilled. I was like, the longer I can sit in here, the more time I don't have to spend out there. So I just really did not want any part of it. Shakeology I thought was disgusting. I only wanted like almond milk, like the vanilla kind with chocolate chips and peanut butter. Like, to make it as much of like a dessert rather than like something healthy that I could is what I wanted to do. Any way that I could do that I was trying. And now I'm to the point where I've just like slowly gotten away from everything. Like, I went to like unsweetened almond milk, and then now I'm just with like Shakeology spinach and water. So I've really done like a 360 when it comes to that, just because like I saw the proof. I saw that it was actually working. It might not have tasted the greatest, but it's something you get used to if you want to see the benefits of it. And then with like the workouts and stuff, I started to kind of come around to it right around our wedding. We were trying to get in shape for the wedding and lose some weight and stuff like that. 22-minute hardcore came out, and I thought it was kind of cool because it was all military based. It is. It was all military based and just kind of more of like a dude thing, like like it was more manly, and you could feel like kind of a like testosterone like high after you did it, so you didn't feel like so much of like a girl when you were doing 21-day fix with Autumn. So I kind of started coming on to a little bit there, like, oh yeah, I'm seeing some results and things like that. And then after the wedding, kind of like, took some time off. So I was like, I don't have anything else to work for. And then
not a wife or anything.
Yeah, not a wife or future family or anything like that. Just I took a little bit of time off and then got to a number that I had never seen before. And then that kind of kicked my ass into gear in the past few weeks. And I've really, and like the meal plan and everything like that, I looked for as many ways out as possible. Any ways to like act healthy while I was eating, but like at the same time try not to be, because I just, like I said, I was negative towards everything. I didn't believe in it. I didn't think that it was legit. And I didn't want to. And it all started with me, honestly. And that's kind of like my main message is if you're kind of on the fence or whatever about, Beachbody, or you just have mixed feelings about it or don't really know, it's one of those things where it just starts with you. And that's part of the reason why I started by saying like, this is whatever you want it to be. If you want this to be a positive experience, then it will be a positive experience for you. You get out of it what you put in. And I think I'm kind of living proof of that. I mean, I know she is too. You guys know her results and things like that, but I think I am too, just because I've seen both sides of it. She was always positive about it. So you never really know the other side of it unless you've heard somebody's point of view. So I was probably about as negative as you could get. And I've just kind of completely flipped, and it all started with me. I eventually just looked in the mirror and I said, I'm going to give this thing a shot. I'm going to be positive about it. I'm going to just give it everything I have, and I'm going to see what works. And she looked at me and she said, if you just give me, one program, if you give me a month of just balls to the walls, everything you've got and all aspects of it, and it doesn't work for you and you don't like it at the end of the month, then we'll be done. You'll be done with it. It's fine. At least you tried, though. And I thank her for that, because that's all it took. It started with me, and the amount of work that I put in is what I'm getting out of it, in every aspect. And it's one of those things where it takes all aspects. You can't just have one and then kind of crap on the other. Like it's got to be everything. It has to have your whole, focused effort. You just kind of have to hone in on it and fight the negativity out of your mind, and just kind of, fight the temptations that might come, and just give it your all. And like I said, if it's like with me, if it was one of those things where it didn't work or I didn't like it at the end of the time period, I was just going to say, at least I tried. I guess that's just kind of like.
No, that was really good. I was really honest with. Oh, sorry. Santa only comes out if we're on these calls. So it like this last time when he was like, I'm doing it this time. I have to be really honest, guys. I did not believe him. I was like, here we go again. One more week. We're going to do it for a week together, because we had started so many programs over this 1 year. We started a ton of programs together. And we'd start on week 1, and I'd make a post on Facebook like, here we go together. We're going to do this together. And then like a week later, you'd see just me in the selfie. Well, this time I decided not to make a post that we were doing it together. And we're starting week 4. So that's good. Sometimes I'll put up that we did a workout, but I would say through the majority of the time, he's done the workouts with me, and he would get really frustrated because he wasn't losing the weight, or he would just be maintaining, but he wasn't necessarily doing the workouts or drinking his shake consistently. So that's definitely changed. So that was kind of just for everybody, not just spouse, but just for everybody on your own personal journey. Like really what you put in is what you're going to get out. And if you're not putting it in, your challengers are going to see that. They're not going to put it in, and nobody's going to get anything out of this. I know you guys are all working really hard, and I'm not really worried about any of you, but sometimes our significant others aren't always on the same page as us. Like he said, he hasn't been since the last 4 weeks, and we've been doing this for a year. And it's not something that overnight you're just going to be like, yeah, I'm doing this, and we're going full force tomorrow. It takes time. But that last Super Saturday that we went to, we listened to Darren and Aline speak about Shakeology, and that was really eye-opening for both of us. And I think that's when he was like, oh yeah, this isn't just some protein shake thing that I could buy at Walmart, or he talked about the superfoods that go into it and all the they go and hand pick the stuff that goes in Shakeology. And I was like, what? We all drink it. How many bags do they make? He picks the people who are going to plan it, and he watches it be, all the steps, and they're superfoods. And it's literally that going in your body versus McDonald's. And I was like, oh, that's why I feel like crap when I eat McDonald's now. And I feel good when I'm on. So I think that was kind of eye-opening too. We also bought Darren O'Lean's book. He's kind of started that. We got to get back on our personal development. That's something we're still working on. But that was big. So while we still have a little bit more time, I kind of want to touch on the business side of things too. I can say something. Yeah, business has kind of changed over the last year. Like you all know, I started this business because I couldn't afford it. He said we had the money to start this. We really didn't. We put it on our credit card. And if I didn't make back the money to pay it off, we would have been screwed. So I knew I had to help 3 to 5 people each month to make this happen. And I can say, I run my account and his account, and Beachbody does not guarantee any type of, you know what you have to say. But we've never paid for a dime of anything for Beachbody. not a dime at all. We've made back both of our down payments and more. And now we're to the point that, I mean, we live off of this. Yes, we both have jobs now, so that's very nice. We didn't when we started this. We both worked part-time. We were making it by. So it was really easy to be like, we met in Beachbody, what we make at our take home. Well, we weren't taking home anything. But now we're getting to the point where we are meeting in Beachbody what we make as our take home as full-time teachers. So it just takes time to build that up. And same with your weight loss journey. Your business doesn't happen overnight, and it's so easy to get frustrated. I see all of you on this call are newer coaches, and not new, but to some are, but even the newer coaches, how frustrating has it been on your journey to not hit Success Club in the first minute and hear these terms and not know what they mean and all this stuff? I remember, guys, I was there too. But the little bit of a difference is I had no choice. I had to hit Success Club or I couldn't do it again the next month. So I did it, and I realized I told myself I was going to do it. And then every month since then, it's like, if I'm not at Success Club by like the 6th, I'm like, the month is over. And he's like, what? It's the 6th. You know, like, you've got so much time. But that's just how we are now, because, you know, we go on. He doesn't necessarily like know how to get in the coach online office and do the things.
I don't know anything.
But he does.
I do.
Is the thing.
I mean, I know terms and things like that, but like,
yeah,
if she were to tell me like, get me to this or do this, it's like rocket science. I don't really pay attention to any of it. I just know the words that I need to like celebrate for and the things I need to be mad about.
Right. But for Beachbody, he's an enrolled coach. He even has a little plaque.
I have a bracelet too.
Oh, he has a bracelet. He wore it once. But like, he knows that when he becomes Diamond, he's going to get a t-shirt. So he asks when his shirt is coming sometimes. So things like that. So if you're on the fence about a spouse account, because I know there's 2 on here who have one, and I know there's some people who are on the fence about it. The reason we did a spouse account was Kelsey showed us, like literally showed us with numbers, which I need to collect our numbers. But she showed us in numbers how much we could make off of having a spouse account. Now, you don't make that just by getting a spouse account. You make that over time. Okay? So Patrick became Emerald a long time ago, but he regained. I got him on last March, and that's how I broke to Diamond. And I know some of these terms you're like, what the heck? But I got to a rank advancement where you can make more money when you rank advance. Then I just let his account go. I stopped working it, and I started working with my coaches who I had at the time. I let it go. I even didn't let his Shakeology come out a few months. I made it inactive. I wasn't putting the money into it because I wasn't getting money out of it. I didn't need it. But he stayed very high up on my downline. So now anybody that I put in my personal account that's on the same side as him, or that I add on his account, I make money in my account and I make money in his account.
Which is ours.
So they both go into the same bank account. Okay? So even if you don't have them there, and this is why it's not a pyramid scheme, because it's not direct money. I don't make, just for signing somebody up, I don't get just direct money off of that. It's what we call volume, which is a whole nother lesson that we'll talk about at a different time. But it's multi-level marketing because of the fact that there's multi-levels. But I could make his account become bigger than mine if I have a certain number diamonds, whatever, all that in there. So I could become higher than Kelsey. Kelsey is higher than her coach, Natalie. That's how it's not a pyramid scheme, because if it was a pyramid scheme, there would be that one grand big person on top and we'd all be stuck under them. Okay? So we did the spouse account because financially we saw the benefits. The day he regained Emerald, 2 months ago, I think, we got a paycheck for $200 just because he became Emerald again. And he cycled out. Just for sitting there, doing nothing. He literally sat there, his account sat there and did nothing for probably 6 months. But because it was building people under it, when I regained it to Emerald, we made $200 that week, just 1 week. So that is the earning potential, and that number just keeps growing. Sometimes Zach's account makes more than Kelsey's account, often actually, because all of us are in Team Zach. So that's why we did the spouse account. Another thing, if your spouse is on and they're going 100% 10%, they're going to need products too. So what we do is we get Shakeology in my account, and then we were really using the performance line. So we got that in yours. How many times? A few times.
Yeah.
A few times, but we've really just been doing the Shakeology. So you can, switch back and forth to that in their account too. If you don't want to use their account, but you just want to get them up high on your downline, you can always pay the $39 and enroll them as a coach. So they get high on your downline and then not buy anything. So they would go inactive right away, but their placement would be really good. So that's always an option too. So I guess right now what we'll kind of do is,
I was going to say.
Oh yeah. I was going to say questions. Yeah, go ahead.
Just real fast. I don't know if you guys know, but I coach football. So if there's anything that I can do, that really a lot better than others, it's relate things to football. I do it a lot in my daily life. But it's football and other sports and really a lot of things in life, if you want to be successful, are a lot about buy-in. What I mean by that is like you have to buy in if you want to be successful. And our football program is living proof of that, just because 4 years ago, we didn't win a single game, and we're going to be 5A this year. We have 1,500 kids in our school. We're pretty big, and we had, I think, 36 kids on our roster from grades 9 to 12. It was bad. We were rock bottom. And then year 2, we had a few more kids, but we won 2 games. And then year 3, 2 years ago, we ended up getting up to around between 50 and 60 kids. Won 5 games, went to the sectional championship game. Then last year, we went on a tear and won 8 straight. Went to the sectional championship game. We had about, I think it was close to 70 kids on our roster. So if that's not proof of just buy-in, I mean, our culture is completely different from what it was 4 years ago. We have tons more kids than what we had. We have, and the kids bring talent, and then the talent brings wins. So if you look at it in terms of like Beachbody, if you don't buy into it and you don't believe or at least support, then you're not going to have as much success as what you would as if you were to just buy in all the way, even if it's not working out and drinking shakes and things like that. But for the significant others, if it's just emotional support, if that's your 100% buy-in, that takes no effort, but except for just to sit there, be happy, and listen, and just try to pick up. I mean, I've been a part of this for a year, and I still don't know like all the terms. Like when she shows that she's excited, I get excited because I'm like, that's something I need to be like excited about, but I might not know exactly what she's talking about. But it's just one of those things where you have to buy in to see the results. And for the significant others on the call, if you buy in emotionally at least and show that support, it affects them in a positive way. And then it affects them in a positive way, which then in turn, who else does that affect? You and each other. Yes, happy wife, happy life. Right? So if you buy in emotionally and just support, and eventually you might come along and drink some shakes or work out or whatever, but as long as that support factor is there, it affects them in a positive way, which then affects you together in a positive way because it all goes to the same household, if that makes any sense. So if there's one thing that you take away, it's just the buy-in. You have to buy in if you want to see results out of it. And another thing I could say is just try to learn a little bit about it too. I mean, I haven't learned everything yet, but I'm at least kind of trying to pick up things and try to learn here and there of like, what exactly is she doing? What is this all about? What's that all about? So just try and give it a little bit of effort. Will go a really long way. So I just wanted to kind of end with that. So
yeah.
If anybody has any questions,
I was going to say, we still have some time. I'm going to open it up now. I'm actually going to, I'll just let you unmute yourself if you have questions, and we'll unmute everyone. Does anybody have any questions for Patrick? Anybody? No?
No.
Okay. Who has a spouse account? Raise your hand. Who is now thinking about doing a spouse account? Thinking about it? Okay. We got it. So if you're if I ran numbers and stuff too and showed you, would that be beneficial about the spouse account to kind of show you how it's helped us along the way? Because I can do that. I can get that done. Okay. Well, another thing that I want to talk to you guys about too real quick before we let him go is that kind of what he was talking about with the emotional support and stuff. This business can be so exciting. I mean, how many times have I ran around this house for like a victory dance? Oh. Actually, to tell you the truth, it's not something that like I used to get really excited when I first signed people up because, you know, that's exciting. No, I got off the call with Victoria when she told me that she wanted to coach, and I was like dancing. He was like, oh, that must have been a good one. Because that's just how I am. Like, I love this so much that, you know, I bought in and I gave it my heart. Now, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I feel like this week has been really hard for me. I've been taking my test and I start school on Tuesday and I already teach full time and I feel like I'm doing this full time. So I'm trying to get my schedule to where it's everybody gets a little bit of my time. Daisy, Patrick, everybody gets some of my time. So like, this isn't a walk in the park. Like, I don't want you to think that I'm just like, oh, this is great. I love it. I dance around. This is so easy. I had a headache. Pardon my language. I had a headache from hell earlier. And I was laying on the couch and I decided to take a 2-hour nap when I got up. And I was like, I'm not going to get everything done, you know, freaking out. But I came in here and I gave it my all for the time that I had. And then I have to move some things to tomorrow night. But you know what? It's going to get done. So I didn't walk into this and just sign 3 people up on my first day, and I've helped 3 to 5 people every month ever since. There's been some rough times, and there's been the last day of the month where I've been sitting there crying, like, who can I call to sign up because I'm going to hit Success Club. I'm just going to do it, you know? And you just figure it out. So it's not always easy. So having that person there to support you, to know that, like, when you're upset, you just need a hug, and it's going to happen. It's going to be okay. But when you're dancing around, they can clap because that means you just helped somebody. So it's been a roller coaster of a year. It has not been a walk in the park, but there's been so many more good times than bad. So it's been really worth it for us and our family. I really don't know how we would have gotten through 2016 without Beachbody, to be really, really honest with you. I don't know how to put that into words. To be honest, last year at this time, we were literally looking at each other. Do we keep our heat on or do we go to the grocery store? Like, that's where we were with this.
Legit.
So
legit. Yeah.
I don't want you to think that we just had the money. We bought the stuff. I hit Success Club and every month and it's just been grand and all that stuff. It's not. It's not that way at all. But he was there to support me through all of it. And now we can just live off this money. And we have jobs now. We kind of did. We had part-time jobs. But we have full-time jobs now. So things are going up. But that doesn't mean things are still a walk in the park. I'm still finishing school. There's life has things for all of us. But if you can go in full force in the time that you have, which might only be 10 minutes a day or it might be an hour a day, if you can give it your all during that amount of time, there's going to be a lot more positives than there are negatives with this. So, any questions now? Anybody? I have Julia muted. I don't know if she can unmute herself. I'll just unmute everyone. Okay, everyone's unmuted. All right. Anybody have questions while you're unmuted? All right. I recorded this, so I'm going to put it in the team page. I will go more into depth with the team cup tomorrow. Like I said, you don't need to do anything. Just enjoy it. Who is still pushing for this month, for January? I am. I'd really like to help one more person this month. Okay. And then we're going to kick it hard for February. Next call next week is going to be about Summit. So put it on your calendars. Sunday, the 5th, about Summit. So, all right. Well, thank you guys for hopping on, and I will see you guys later. Bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.